Welcome, everyone. Ready to dive into Asia?
Absolutely. Always up for a journey to the largest continent on Earth.
30% of all the landmass, that's a lot of ground to cover. And let's not forget the population. A huge portion of the world lives here.
And it's not just about size, it's the incredible diversity that blows me away. Towering mountains, steamy jungles, you name it.
Deserts, bustling megacities, a continent of contrast, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, but before we get lost in the amazing landscapes and everything, let's try to define Asia first. Sounds simple enough, right? But something tells me it's not.
You'd be surprised how complex it gets. You see, the concept of Asia as we know it, it was really shaped by Europeans.
And I'm guessing their boundaries weren't always drawn along clear geographical lines.
You got it. It was more about historical and cultural distinctions. Take the boundary between Asia and Europe, for example.
So we're talking more about conventions than hard lines on a map.
Exactly. I mean, we often use markers like the Ural Mountains and the Caucasus Mountains.
But there's no giant wall or anything actually separating them.
Right. So you could be standing right on the border and not even realize you're crossing from one continent to another.
It's more like a gradual shift in cultural and historical influences, isn't it?
A great way to put it. Now, the boundary with Africa is a bit more straightforward. The Suez Canal and the Red Sea, those are pretty clear dividing lines.
Which is why Egypt is a transcontinental country. Part of it's in Africa, and then the Sinai Peninsula is in Asia. That's always fascinating to me.
Yeah.
But what about the eastern edge of Asia? Where does Asia end, and where does Oceania begin?
Now that one's a head-scratcher. It usually falls somewhere within the Indonesian archipelago, but there's no one line that everyone agrees on.
So geography plays a role, but it's also about biology and culture.
You got it. It all factors into how people define that boundary.
It really shows you how much history and diversity we're about to unpack. Even defining a continent is an adventure.
Speaking of history, get ready for this, Asia is home to some of the world's oldest civilizations. We're talking way before ancient Greece and Rome.
So not just old civilizations, but ones that were foundational to human civilization.
Absolutely. Think about it. Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley, the Yellow River. These were hubs of innovation and culture, all centered around fertile river valleys.
And these ancient civilizations, they weren't just isolated pockets, right? There must have been some interaction and exchange of ideas between them.
You're right. Technologies like mathematics and the wheel likely spread between these civilizations. But what's fascinating is that writing systems seem to have developed independently in each area.
So imagine these thriving civilizations, each with their own unique way of recording their stories.
Yeah,
Makes you wonder how history might have been different if they'd been more connected from the start.
it really does.
So we've got these civilizations flourishing in the river valleys. But there's another force shaping Asia's destiny, right? The nomadic cultures of the Central Steppes.
Oh, absolutely. Those skilled horsemen, they traversed vast distances across the plains and deserts.
A completely different world compared to those settled civilizations.
Exactly, and their impact was huge. I mean, one group, the Mongols, they built an empire that stretched from China all the way to Europe in the 13th century.
Genghis Khan, the Mongol Empire, that's a story everyone's heard of. But the sheer scale of their conquests is mind-boggling.
It really is.
Speaking of connecting vast distances, we can't forget about the Silk Road, a lifeline for trade and cultural exchange between East and West for centuries.
It's practically legendary.
But wasn't all sunshine and roses, right? The Black Death, that traveled along the Silk Road too, didn't it?
Sadly, yes. It just goes to show that even the most impressive human endeavors can have devastating, unintended consequences.
It's a sobering thought. So we've got ancient civilizations, nomadic empires, and these trade routes connecting East and West. What comes next in our whirlwind tour of Asian history?
Well, as Europe entered its age of discovery, its involvement in Asia grew significantly. European powers, driven by their desire for trade routes and new resources, began to establish a foothold across the continent.
And this ultimately led to Western imperialism in Asia.
Yes.
Right, a period that had a massive impact on the continent's trajectory.
Yeah.
But why Asia specifically? What made it such a prime target for those European powers?
Well, it was a complex mix of factors. For one, the Industrial Revolution in Europe created this massive demand for raw materials and new markets for their goods.
And at the same time, advancements in shipbuilding and navigation made those long-distance voyages more feasible.
Precisely. India and China, which were once economic powerhouses, they were seen as ripe for exploitation.
So it was this collision of economic ambition, technological advancement, and, let's be honest, a good dose of colonial greed,
Yeah, you could say that. This period marked a real turning point for Asia.
setting the stage for many of the challenges and opportunities the continent faces today. I imagine the experience of imperialism wasn't uniform across Asia. Different regions and cultures must have been impacted in unique ways.
Absolutely. It's crucial to remember that Asia's story isn't a monolithic one. It's a tapestry woven from many different experiences, each with its own complexities. Some nations actually prospered under colonial rule, believe it or not.
While others faced brutal exploitation and oppression.
Right.
So, as some parts of Asia were being integrated into global trade networks, others were struggling under the weight of colonial domination.
A stark reminder of how unevenly power and wealth were and still are distributed.
That's for sure. But before we dive into the complexities of modern Asia, let's take a moment to appreciate the incredible range of landscapes that define this vast continent.
Sounds good.
Because Asia isn't just about history and politics, right? It's about breathtaking geographical diversity.
Exactly. We're talking about a continent that encompasses everything from the frigid Siberian tundra to the towering Himalayas, from lush tropical rainforests to the arid Gobi and Arabian deserts.
Talk about extremes. It's hard to even grasp the sheer variety of environments. What are some of the most remarkable geographical features we find in Asia? Besides the obvious ones, I mean.
Well, there's the Yangtze River in China, the longest river in Asia. It winds its way through so many diverse landscapes. And then you have the Himalayas, home to Mount Everest and some of the most awe-inspiring peaks on Earth.
Of course.
But beyond those iconic landmarks, there are hidden gems, too.
Hidden gems. Okay, I'm intrigued. What are we talking about?
Picture this. The stunning Kerala backwaters in India, a network of serene canals and lagoons, or the vast, windswept Mongolian steppe, a landscape that seems frozen in time.
Wow.
And then there's the otherworldly beauty of the South China Karst with its towering limestone formations. Asia's geography is truly a feast for the senses.
You're making me want to book a trip right now. But it's not just about the landscapes, right? Asia is also incredibly diverse when it comes to its people and cultures.
Absolutely. We're talking about a continent that boasts a multitude of languages and dialects. For example, did you know that Indonesia alone has over 700 spoken languages?
Wow.
And India has over 400.
That's more languages than I can even comprehend. And then, of course, there's the incredible range of religious traditions that have shaped Asia.
Oh, for sure. Asia is the birthplace of so many of the world's major religions. We're talking about Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, Sikhism, Confucianism. Each one has left its mark on Asian culture, philosophy, and daily life.
It's like a mosaic of belief systems, each one contributing to the richness and complexity of Asian societies.
Exactly. These belief systems are deeply intertwined with art, architecture, music, literature. They provide a powerful lens for understanding the values and aspirations of those diverse Asian communities.
So we've journeyed from the birth of ancient civilizations to the rise and fall of empires. We've explored the breathtaking geographical extremes and caught a glimpse of the incredible linguistic and religious diversity that defines Asia. It feels like we've only just scratched the surface.
We have. And that brings us to modern Asia. It's this dynamic blend of ancient traditions and cutting-edge technology.
Because Asia today isn't just some relic of the past. It's a major player on the global stage.
Right. Just look at the economic powerhouses like China, Japan, India, and South Korea. They're driving global innovation and growth in incredible ways.
Forces to be reckoned with, no doubt. But I imagine there's also a wide range of development across the continent. Not every nation is experiencing that same economic boom.
Very true. While some nations are thriving, others are grappling with issues like poverty, political instability, and serious environmental challenges. It's a continent marked by both incredible progress and persistent inequality.
So it's a story of contrasts. Just like the landscapes and the history, you've got these ancient traditions coexisting alongside modern technologies.
A complex, ever-evolving story.
It certainly is. And that's what makes Asia so captivating. It constantly challenges our assumptions, invites us to delve deeper into its complexities.
It does. And as we kind of wrap up our deep dive into Asia, I want to leave you with something to think about.
All right, lay it on me. I'm ready for a thought-provoking question.
Okay, so considering all the history we've talked about, the sheer diversity of cultures, all the economic forces at play, what role do you think Asia will play in shaping the 21st century?
Whoa, that's a big one. I mean, it's already clear that Asia is a major player on the global stage. But if its influence is only going to grow, Well, what does that mean for the rest of the world? I mean, how will these shifting dynamics, how will they impact global relationships?
You're hitting on all the right questions, and there are no easy answers, that's for sure. But I think engaging with these questions, it's crucial if we want to understand how complex our world is, how interconnected it really is.
It's a reminder that we can't ignore what's happening in Asia, right? It's not just some far-off place. It's a vital part of the future for all of us. And what's really struck me during this deep dive is how much there is to learn from the diverse cultures and perspectives of Asia.
He's glad to hear that.
I feel like I have a whole new appreciation for this incredible continent.
That's great. And remember, this is just the beginning. There's always more to discover when it comes to Asia.
You're telling me. I'm already itching to book a flight, but for now, I guess more deep dives we'll have to do.
Always more to learn. That's what makes it so fascinating. So to our listener out there, what stood out to you the most in our exploration of Asia?
Was it the sheer size of the continent? Maybe it was the echoes of those ancient empires? Or perhaps the dynamism of these modern Asian economies? I mean, there's so much to consider.
Right.
Maybe you're fascinated by that intricate dance between tradition and modernity that we see unfolding all across Asia. Or maybe you're particularly intrigued by a specific country or culture or even a certain period in history that, we only briefly touched upon today.
Whatever it is that sparked your curiosity, we encourage you to dig deeper. Explore the nuances of Asian art. Immerse yourself in the flavors of Asian cuisine. Maybe delve into the depths of Asian philosophy.
Asia is a treasure trove of knowledge and experiences just waiting to be discovered.
It is.
And as you embark on your own explorations, remember to keep in mind that interconnectedness we are talking about. The challenges and opportunities that Asia faces. Well, they have ripple effects that extend far beyond the continent's borders.
They do. Understanding Asia, I mean, really understanding its history, its cultures, all its complexities. It's essential if we want to navigate the uncertainties of the 21st century.
Absolutely. So think of this deep dive as a springboard for your own journey of discovery. Embrace all the richness and diversity of Asia, and you might just find that it expands your understanding of the world, even yourself.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, that's it for our deep dive into Asia. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.
It's kind of amazing, right? Thinking back on all that ground we covered, from the birth of those ancient civilizations to the complexities of modern Asia.
It really is.
It really highlights just how dynamic and influential Asia is.
It's a continent that, well, it defies easy categorization.
Yeah.
And that's what makes exploring it so rewarding, I think. Always something new to discover.
Some unexpected connection waiting to be made.
Exactly.
Makes you realize that learning about Asia, it's not just about acquiring facts and figures.
All right.
It's about broadening your perspective, understanding how all these different cultures and histories, how they've shaped our world.
It's about understanding that those choices made in Asian capitals, they have global implications.
Yeah, they do.
Economic trends, climate change, geopolitical alliances, you name it.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's that one key takeaway we want our listeners to walk away with?
I'd say it's the importance of embracing complexity. Asia, it's not a monolith. It's a mosaic of cultures, histories, perspectives.
And to really grasp it, to really understand Asia, we've got to engage with that complexity head on.
Right. It means being open to different viewpoints,
Yeah.
challenging our own assumptions. Absolutely. And recognizing that interconnectedness, those challenges and opportunities facing Asia, they're intertwined with what the rest of the world is dealing with too. We can't just turn a blind eye.
We can't.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive into Asia, we want to encourage you, our listener, to keep exploring. Dig deeper into those aspects of Asian culture or history, or even politics that really sparked your interest.
Read those books. Watch those documentaries. Heck, travel if you can.
Travel's the best.
The more you learn about Asia, the more you realize just how much more there is to uncover.
And who knows, maybe your own deep dive into Asia will lead you to new insights,
New connections.
a deeper understanding of our shared human experience.
For sure.
Thanks for joining us on this journey. Until next time.